All right, so this is from Cassandra, who's a legend up in Rockhampton. And she says, I keep missing the lives because I'm doing the school run. However, I listen in later. Can you answer the following question on the next show, please? What are the pros and cons of being a sole trader versus a company or a trust? And how do you know when to go from a sole trader to another entity? It's such a good question because you know the amount of people that I meet who they literally got poor advice at the beginning or they set it up wrong and they have to go back. And going back actually hurts a little bit. It can hurt you financially if you have to sell assets to one to the other because you have to pay stamp duty and maybe capital gains. But they're the secondary reasons, right? I kind of feel like there's a lot of merit to staying as a sole trader as long as you can because you're keeping, the expenses down. But that thought gets trumped when you have assets in your own name, okay? So the number one reason why you would go to a company, there are two main reasons. The number one reason why you'd go to a company and a trust is asset protection, because then if somebody wants to sue you, they sue the company and they don't sue you personally. So if you hold assets like your own home in your own name, which most people do, then by having a company, they're suing the company, they're not suing you. As a sole trader, you're all in the one thing. So if somebody wants to sue you, they can get your assets because they're totally open, okay? So that's the number one thing to consider is your assets are exposed as a sole trader more so than a trust. So if you don't have any assets and there's nothing for anybody to sue you for, then I kind of feel like stay as a sole trader because otherwise you're up for $2,000 a year or whatever in accounting fees and asset fees, okay, which could be redeployed into some other area of the business. However, if you intend to use business to buy assets, then ultimate here would be to have a trust as a trustee for your company and another trust that holds your real estate or your assets or your shares. So if you've got one trust that holds your company and one trust that holds your assets, never the two shall meet. It doesn't really matter what happens, you have asset protection for days by doing that. Obviously the ultimate thing here, and they're changing the rules all the time on different size businesses and what you can and can't do, so you should insert clause, go and speak to your own lawyer/accountant to seek advice on which way is best for you. But for anybody that's thinking, I've got to, I'm not trying to, if you're sitting there and you're hoping to build a business that's like a job, right? You just want enough to keep you busy, you probably don't need to go through this grief. If you're sitting there thinking, I want to be a business owner, I want to build a business, I want to scale something, I want to use it to buy assets so I can fund the kingdom, then you should probably set it up right from the start and have a business that has a trustee and another trust that holds your assets, and then you personally own nothing, which is the ultimate way to go. That would be the answer to my question.